The best lawyers aren't found in the big law firms. They're found in the stories of those who left. Hello, listeners and viewers of the Sell Life for Lawyers podcast. I've got another marketing man on today, and I'm going to hit him with the first question because, as everyone knows, if they've heard me, or any lawyers who are listening to this know, I don't have nice words to say about marketing agencies because they rip off lawyers a lot of the time. And so when we partner with one, we do our homework to make sure they're actually going to provide results. And this is one of the few where if you go to their website, Digital Pipeline, there is a very strong guarantee, front and center. We guarantee appointments with your ideal referral partners or you don't pay. So I wanted to start with James. How often has that burnt you, and how long did it take you to come up with that guarantee? Because it's a strong guarantee.
Firstly, in terms of how often does it burn me, very rarely, because we've just done it so long. We've got so much confidence in our process and our system that it very rarely fails. And if it does, it's normally something the other party's done. So that's the first thing. In terms of how long we've had it, probably 8 years now. So a long time. So so it's a good guarantee. It still works. And it delivers what people want, which is actually appointments that show up. So we guarantee they show up. They're in their target demographic. They're there to have a chat about a referral relationship.
Yeah. Which is, and the referral relationship side of things, has that, to go back where you started, like where did you get into marketing, get into doing this for lawyers? Because then I want to find out when you realize referral relationships are clearly the highest leverage opportunity.
I've been doing sales and marketing for 20 plus years. I'm not showing my age too much there, but I've had many businesses over the journey, worked in corporate, done a whole bunch of things. And then about 8 years ago, I decided to start a marketing agency. My wife was a doctor. We were moving around. So I needed something I could be mobile with. And we started back then. We actually started doing meta ads. And I did that for a few years. But it was always hard because the biggest challenge with meta ads, and a lot of the lawyers on this podcast would realize, the lead quality is not always it's cracked up to be. And it can work for pretty much everyone if you're the type of person who likes talking and dealing with cold leads. The challenge a lot of professional services businesses have is they've grown their business with warm referrals from clients, referrals from referral partners. All of a sudden, they're having to start to talking to cold leads. They need to become a salesperson. And a lot of the people, lawyers out there, didn't get into their industry to become salespeople. They try digital leads and they friggin' hate it. And so we had that challenge where we're very good at what we were doing. We're getting lots of leads. We're trying to help close the gap, train them on sales and all the rest of it. But fundamentally, a lot of them just didn't want to be a salesperson. If you don't want to be a salesperson, it's not going to work, right? At the same time we're doing that, we were having a lot of success with LinkedIn ourselves, generating clients, generating inquiries. So we actually started testing it for a few of our clients. LinkedIn referral partner, kind of like Tinder for referral partners. You know, we're kind of like this matchmaker connecting our clients with people who wanted to partner with them. And we just found very quickly that they were getting better results from the LinkedIn process, referral partner marketing, as opposed to the meta. And pretty quickly, all of our meta clients moved across, and then we've just doubled down on it since then. Yeah.
Yeah. Fantastic. And so did you primarily just professional services, or did you start broader and then narrow in, or is that sort of just part of the journey as well?
Well, for the first year or so, I had a background in e-commerce. Like I had a product with my father actually, and we did a Kickstarter and we had a bit of success there. And so I started with e-commerce marketing and then also professional services. And over time, we just realized we got better results with professional services clients, primarily because a lot of the e-com clients, they're selling really low ticket items. Professional services are bigger ticket items. You don't need as many clients to make the whole thing stack up. And I personally I've got a corporate background. I just enjoyed working with those types of clients a bit better than maybe some of the e-com clients that we were dealing with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in your experience, is it hard to explain to the lawyers? Because and the reason I knew we'd get along well is like our whole thing. When someone meets me, even before they join our platform, I try and work out what I call the referral foundation formula for them to say, if 4 people introduced one good lead to you a month and you only need 2 clients a month, you only have to convert at 50%. I can teach you how to convert because I'm a professional salesman.
Yeah.
But basically, can you keep my thing is, can you keep 4 people happy, not the entire Facebook or the entire LinkedIn? And they all go, oh yeah. But do you find you have to educate a bit to sort of get them refocused to go, hey, you don't have to be everywhere to everyone if you're just building these relationships here?
Yes, it is a bit of a different approach. I mean, the good thing is most lawyers I chat to, they're kind of already getting referrals anyway. And it's just about talking them through and asking questions. And then they're realizing, oh yeah, I get referrals. I'm not in control of it. It's very inconsistent. And for that, I'm a bit frustrated. But I'm getting referrals. And generally, I like those leads the best. They become the best clients. They pay the most. And if I treat them right, they then refer their friends and family, and the whole thing can snowball, right? But the challenge a lot of lawyers have is they're continually being sold from marketing people and maybe people in their industry a little bit that there's this shiny thing over here, which is run Meta ads, run Google ads, and print money. And it's not like that, as you know. A lot of people try it and then realize it's not like that. Whereas what we're trying to do, we're just trying to amplify something that most lawyers have already experienced, but we're just trying to give you a process and system behind it so that you can get some consistency, which is generally the biggest issue with referrals. A lot of lawyers, they don't control that. They're not proactive with it. And some months it's, feast, some months it's famine because they're just kind of waiting for the emails to land in their inbox type thing. Yeah.
Yeah. No, and I like that. And as I said to you off the record, but on the record, I like to show people how to do exactly what you guys do. But then I remind them that you are a sole practitioner. Even if you know how to do this, it's the same reason people come to you as the lawyer. They could figure out how to write their own claim, do it. 1, they won't do it as well. 2, it will take them their entire work weeks and they have to earn a living, do a job. The same reason they're using you as a lawyer to outsource that problem. You can outsource this problem to a company like you guys. So I want to talk, if you're happy talking about like your actual process, because your website's pretty transparent as to what you do, but what is the process you guys deliver? Pretend I'm Lofty the lawyer and I want to land. Actually, here you go. I'll give you my pitch. If I came to you as a marketing agency, I'm Lofty the lawyer and I want plumbers and sparkies as my clients.
Okay.
How can you help me?
Okay, cool. Well, I would then ask who's already talking to plumbers and sparkies that already has a relationship with them of authority, I guess, that they trust.
Because I was in this industry, the electrical and the plumbing wholesalers, because they see them every day.
Okay.
So those store owners, I'm thinking, they're accountants, to be fair.
Yeah, I was going to suggest accountants.
Their accountant more than their lawyer.
Yep.
And business coaches, actually.
Yep.
Are often a trusted. Yeah.
Yep. And you might have industry associations for them. And there's also random ones. Like we've got a client, he does insurance just for tradies, right? So he'd be another great example. Anyway, we get clear on who the referral
crossover.
We get clear on who the people that they have the trusted relationships with are, right? And so make a list of those. Let's say we get 5 of those, which we've just come up with. We'll probably pick the top 2 to 3 to start with. And really, the first problem we're trying to solve is the fact that right now for most lawyers, they are the bottleneck to getting more referral partners because, as you said, as a sole operator, you're pretty capped out from a time perspective. You don't have time to go to a friggin' BNI at 6:30 a.m. on a Thursday morning or, networking events or cold email these potential partners, right? So the first step is to create a prospecting system that's independent of the lawyer. So they're not the one having to make that first move, right? So the way
Yep.
we do that is on LinkedIn, because that's where it's
Yep.
the biggest B2B platform database on the planet. We do 4 key things. Firstly is we'd have a look at the lawyer's LinkedIn profile, and generally it hasn't been optimized. So we need to make that look a certain way so that an accountant sees that and they're like, holy crap, if I'm going to send my electrician client to anyone, it's going to be Lofty because of X, Y, and Z, right? It needs to scream that. So we help them optimize their LinkedIn profile. The second thing is we've got to build those messages. So when the lawyer's reaching out on LinkedIn, it's going to be automated, by the way. So let's use you as an example, Lofty. When you're reaching out to these accountants, as an example, it needs to feel casual, conversational, and it needs to get them excited to want to jump on a call, right? So we write that for them. Third thing we do is we connect LinkedIn to a CRM, right? So as you're building that network on LinkedIn, you're scraping the data off, building a database off LinkedIn on autopilot that you own. And then the last thing is building the automations, right? So that every single day, without you having to think, you're bringing in really highly targeted accountants and, the decision makers at those accounting firms, industry associations, etc. You're building that network every single day without you having to think about it. But more importantly, you're just starting conversations on autopilot.
Yep.
Right. So we call that the system. We need to build the system first. Right.
Yep.
Once you've got this, any questions on that?
No. And it's adding up in my head because my analogy is the temperature of the lead is everything. And obviously you'll run out of the warm referrals because you can only ask your friends and family so many times
Yes.
if they've got any work going. So you need to fill that bucket at the top. And this is obviously that first layer of the bucket starts with a friendly conversation. No, so this makes sense.
So we want to build the infrastructure, the system to create this machine. It's like a referral acquisition system that's churning away on the side for their business. So we build the system. The second one is to activate the system and get them some appointments. All right. So this is where the rubber hits the road. So the annoying thing with referral partner relationships is it's like a needle in a haystack trying to find an accountant that doesn't have a lawyer like you, Lofty, that they're referring to, or they've got a lawyer, but they're not happy with them for whatever reason. Maybe they've just ballsed up the last matter or whatnot. And the only way to traditionally do that is by just going to lots of networking events, having lots of chats, right? The more conversations you have, the more opportunities that come of it. And as we alluded to, lawyers are time poor. So that's where those messages do the heavy lifting, right? So we're doing this on a volume basis, automating. And then if people respond to those messages, an accountant is responding, they're putting their hand up and saying, you know what? I don't have a partner like you, or I'm actually not happy with the lawyer I'm referring to. I want to find out more. So they respond to the message. Now, what our clients have to do is they have to jump into LinkedIn for 5-10 minutes a day, or they can get someone on their team. Some people have VAs, back office people. We give you a script. So if they say this, you say that. If they say that, you say this. Make it super easy.
Yep.
So you just pass it to someone on your team. They jump on LinkedIn as you in the software, 10 minutes a day, respond to all these accountants. And then if you follow the system, we guarantee a certain number of booked appointments off of that.
Yeah.
So that's how it works. And then
that's fantastic.
Yeah. And then the third part is actually the conversion, what you do on the calls, how you follow up and all that sort of stuff. Because most lawyers don't do that very well.
The fortune is in the follow-up. Courtney, my wife reminds me of this all the time because sometimes as I told you off the air, been so busy, I don't get to follow up a lot of the old ones. And I'm constantly preaching, it's not about the meeting, the first thing. It's about what happens in the weeks following that, where all the magic happens. Yeah.
100%. And systemizing it, right? And so because what we find, and a lot of your listeners would probably resonate with this, is you might have had a heap of coffees with potential partners over the years. During the meeting, it's go well. You're gelling. Yeah, I'll go away, talk to my clients. If I think of you, I'll definitely send them across to you. Nothing happens, right? Because they go back to their life. They're busy. You're not their priority, which is fair enough. And life goes on because you haven't. Yeah, there's obviously a process to create accountability, buy-in. Anyway, there's a whole system around that. Because if you don't have the system, what you end up is just having endless coffees that go nowhere.
Yep. Yeah. And that's so it's not just about the front end. starting these
Yeah.
conversations, which is a task in itself. But you saying you have a part of the system, and what you guys can help people with is through to the back end of actually developing that relationship as well.
100%. Because it's for us as well, because we know getting the appointments is just half the battle. And for
Yeah.
us, we want our clients to have success. So quite frankly, they hang around with us longer, keep
Yeah.
using us. But more importantly, they tell their friends and family about us as well. And so we'd be doing them a disservice if we weren't actually helping them with the most important part, which is really then converting it into clients, or turning them into partners, and then
Yep.
getting consistent clients. And we've just worked with hundreds and hundreds of professional service clients. So we've seen what the good guys do and what the guys at Faceplant
Yep.
do. and there's just clear things that you need to do. Otherwise, you're just going to be in these endless coffee dates and you're going to spin your wheels. Yeah.
Yep. And it feels good. And you're right. And I love hearing other people reiterate what I try and tell people. I've done it, and I know you have the coffee and it feels good in the moment. And then you realize 3 months later, like we have literally a really simple spreadsheet. It's called the BDROI. How many coffees? 26. That's 26 hours. Let's add traffic in there. You've spent 36 hours having coffees. How many clients? And they go, that is a lot of time for a sole practitioner to be spending. And it's because, you're right, there's no system there.
And then you feel like salesy, because then you're calling them to check in. Hey, I'm just checking in on our chat last week or 2 months ago. And it's just, it's not a good way to create a relationship of equals like that. Anyway, we digress.
No, it feels, no. And it's exactly what it feels icky. And that's like, we're called to sell life. Like I'm teaching lawyers those foundations. I say whenever I've landed deals, and that's what I've been paid to do my entire life, land clients, convert them, it's never felt to me like I was pushing a product, selling anything. It was a natural conversation. And even the way you were asking me, I'm like, yeah, you already know it. You're discovering the information. You're discovering they have the problem you can solve uniquely. Mm-hmm. You're agreeing on the value exchange. Mm-hmm. That there's your client. There's no selling there. Because if you have to actually sell, that means you're pushing a product they don't need. That's why people hate car salesmen and that sort of thing. To go, 100%. I don't actually need this, and you're pushing something on me I don't need. I go, and that feels icky, which is why most lawyers go, I hate selling. I go, I don't think you do. Your definition of it's wrong, and that's hopefully where we step in.
Yeah,
that's really cool. I did want to check on particularly the outreach part, and I'm a big proponent, like you said, and anyone I send you, please reiterate to them. Spend 10 minutes being the actual person sending the message. And we're doing this. I'm saying use AI for a lot of things. But if AI comes out, whenever you're trying to build a human relationship, they don't want to build it with your robot. They do want to build it with you. Have you seen any issues or horror stories where people do go too hard with AI and then perhaps they lose it?
With the outreach messaging?
Yeah.
So firstly, taking a step back, I think referrals, there's going to be a renaissance in terms of people focusing on relationship marketing, as we like to call it, because everyone's more skeptical, cynical. And where do you go when you've lost trust with the outside world? You go to the people you trust, right? Which is your friends and family and, other professional services that you've got the relationship with. So I think it's really going to come back to the old school in that way. Mm-hmm. In terms of, using AI with outreach, listen, there's more. LinkedIn is busy, right? Every channel is busy, but LinkedIn, especially in your inbox, it's just going to be chockers with lots of, quite frankly, pretty crappy, automated, spammy messages. Now, the good thing is there's an opportunity there if you do it genuinely, and you can cut through and you can get people to read your message. So right now, you can't use AI on LinkedIn to send messages. But B, I don't think it's quite there yet in terms of being able to write really targeted, casual, conversational messages. Anyways, you can't do it, A, but B, I don't think it's at the level yet that it needs to be. So right now, there's a great opportunity to do outreach on LinkedIn, as long as you're doing it the right way and you're coming across as a human, you're casual, conversational, you're authentic. it still works. And I mean, that's the only reason we can still guarantee what we do is because we know how to do it, and it still gets cut through.
Yeah. Oh no, and I think it's wonderful, and I'm 100% on board. There's going to be a renaissance of, comes back to, like, we do something called the Core Four, and I say this stuff worked for me 20 years ago. This will work for me in 20 years unless something completely AI just takes over and we're not even working anymore. Because all I'm talking about is building relationships.
Yeah.
And that's all it is. It's a transference of trust.
Yes.
Which what I love about it is whenever you talk to lawyers, they realize they have it. And particularly these senior lawyers who are stuck in firms that I talk to. And I say, like, one of the questions is, how many people would say you're their go-to? Oh, only 3. I go, that's all right. What do they do? And then I find out one of those 3 is an accountant. Okay. Who's that accountant service? Oh, they service 100 odd business clients a year. Really? And you're a commercial lawyer who does contract reviews. Do you see? And they click, they're like, oh, I'm like, and then my next thing, and this is hence why we're partnering.
Yeah.
What if you could have 3 more accountants like that? Oh, and then, yeah, my idea is we introduce them to you. So on that note, can I ask, with what you know about the Cell Life, why partner with us, and what do you think of what we're doing?
What do I think of what you guys are doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, awesome. I mean, listen, I haven't done the deep dive in terms of what you guys do, but I think in terms of helping lawyers systemize their process and systemize getting more clients into their business, I mean, it's the biggest challenge for any small business in general, but especially professional services, is having consistent deal flow coming in. It's the oxygen, right? You can't do anything until you've got control over that. So I think it's awesome, especially given your background, that you specialize in doing this and helping people solve that big problem in their business. Yeah.
And with, do you want to talk about the deal you're offering our members?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Sorry if I misinterpreted. Yeah, absolutely.
No.
So yeah, the deal for the members is, we love lawyers. We work with professionals, like traditional accountants, planners, brokers, lawyers, and property people, right? Industries, Main Street industries that have grown up, like 80% of lawyers' clients come from referrals, either from clients or partners. So we're just amplifying something lawyers already like to do. And we like lawyers because lawyers actually have really good relationships with their clients, and they're really seen as that trusted authority. So we get amazing results with lawyers. Hence why, for any lawyers that come through the Cell Life, we're going to give you guys an exclusive 20% discount on the rate. It's normally $2,500 a month for the first 3 months. You just pay per month before the month begins. After month 3, it drops to $1,500 a month. That includes GST. There's no ad spend on top of that, which is really nice for people who've come from Meta and Google. And we'll give you, my math isn't working, but just discount 20% off that. No long lock-in contracts, just 30-day notice period. And we give you guarantees around the number of appointments as well. But we can tailor it depending on what type of law you do. We've worked with everything from litigation lawyers to family lawyers to conveyances, you name it, we've done it. And yeah, we can tailor it to the partners that are going to be right for you in your law specialty. Yeah.
Yeah, fantastic. And also, and I think I asked you this in the email, no real barrier, doesn't have to be in Australia, because we do have a lot of interest from the UK solicitors.
Yeah.
Is there any reason you couldn't do this for people in the UK?
So no, not at all. We've got lots of overseas clients. LinkedIn it's the same thing in every country, but especially the English-speaking world. Referrals from partners.
Yep.
It's just the way it works, right? And the great thing is LinkedIn is in all these countries. Yes, it works great wherever you are. So yeah, if you're in the UK, we can definitely help.
Fantastic.
And it's Aussie dollars as well, so it's cheaper for you.
They should love it. Yeah. Well, and that's what we're finding. And I can tell you, anyone we're introducing, they don't mind the accent, because if I'm sending them to you, they're already on board with the Aussie accent. As I tell them, we're your ex-convicts, so you should treat us nicely.
That's true.
They love it.
We'll come back over there and beat you up. Yeah.
Yeah. For anyone else who doesn't decide to join Cell, best way to get a hold of you and find out more about Digital Pipeline?
Yeah. So obviously you can check out our website, thedigitalpipeline.com.au, thedigitalpipeline.com.au. Sorry, I just stuffed that up. Digitalpipeline.com.au. That was our old website. So digitalpipeline.com.au. And yeah, you can reach out to me personally at james@digitalpipeline.com.au. I have a couple of lead magnets, like, not lead magnets. They're just helpful resources, rather, because I'm not going to ask to collect your information. Should I mention some of those that might be helpful for some lawyers out there?
Yeah, that'd be great.
So there are a couple of nice resources that I've created for lawyers. So one of them is the Referral Partner Meeting Framework. So what I was mentioning earlier, what you do on a first meeting, how you follow up and things like that. In terms of what we've seen work for our clients, I've sort of summarized that into a document. So it's like 5 pages, but I'll just take you through step by step how the lawyers, we've got a lawyer he generated a $500K matter. He's a litigation lawyer through our system in the first 6 months, right? So he used the same technique.
Yep.
So I'll send you, if you email me, I can then send you that document, the Referral Partner Meeting Framework. Another one that might be helpful is a lot of people think with referral partner relationships that there's only one or two ways you can create a relationship. Like it's either sending leads both ways or a referral fee or maybe just doing a good job for the client. There's actually so many different ways you can collaborate with partners and help each other. With podcasts, we've got a client who sends out a newsletter to an accountant's 10,000 person database, all these sort of things. So we've actually got, we call it our 20 referral partners promotional plays, which gives you 20 great ideas on co-promoting to a referral partner database to generate you leads and sort of promote you to their audience. So you can email me and I can send you that one as well.
That's awesome. And on that, before we go, because you're right, anyone goes referral relationship, they go, oh yeah, but I don't want to pay back and forth. And I automatically go, why is that your first thought? But yeah, do you guys focus, I guess, primarily to go, ignore that, look for the other opportunities? Or do you sometimes go, sometimes a paid? I'm not a big proponent of it. I don't believe in it, because if I give a referral, it's because I genuinely think James is going to do a good job by our members, so I want to refer our members. Yeah.
Everyone's different. So we don't say you got to do this way or the other. We just say, it's like selling, right? Like relationship marketing. It is sales in some level. You just got to think really deeply. What are all the ways that you can create a win for other people, right? Yep. What are all the assets you've got that you can help someone else with? And just kind of just sit down and brainstorm for 30 minutes. What are all the different ways you can create wins? And then quite simply, when you're meeting with these partners, just asking really good questions to bubble to the surface all the different ways that you can help solve them problems with all these different things that you've got, right? And that's all it is thinking about strategically, outside the box, how you can create all these wins, and then asking good questions throughout the process. And if you like them, there's value alignment, then you can work together to implement some of these things to really have some big wins in your business.
Yeah, that's fantastic. I reckon that's where we'll leave it. And I'm sure this won't be the last podcast we do, because I can nerd out on this type of marketing. I love it
Awesome.
all day. So James, thanks for coming aboard. Thanks for being on the show.
Pleasure.